channel. It's Jewel, and I run a sewing and alterations business called Jewellz Closette, and I run a sort of fashion brand called Chalks and Cheeks. And today we are going to be continue making this black and white dress. I know you're probably fed up seeing this black and white dress in my content, but honestly, it has taken me a hot minute to get this right, and it shouldn't be. But we had limited fabric. And usually, when you have limited fabric, it's really hard to decipher or determine what exactly you need to do in order to make this dress fall properly. This was an A-line dress with a wrap top, but it's not a fully wrapped top because we didn't have enough fabric to do a fully wrapped top, as well as we didn't have fabric to do a lining on the top. Eventually my client did eventually go and buy lining for this dress, but initially we did a turn and stitch, and she said it would have been okay, and then after we had to change it. Also, so when it came to adding sleeves, initially we didn't add sleeves. We did a turn and stitch on the armhole, and then we were going to do bias binding. At the end of everything, we eventually did add sleeves and then added bias binding the hem of the sleeves, and we also did a facing on the inside of the wrap top and put it all together. So it did come out beautifully, and I do have pictures to show that it fit well, but there were a good amount of hiccups and things that happened during this process. This dress fits so exceptionally well. I'm so proud of myself. The only thing is that I need to take in the sides. So I have already marked it. So I need to take this in like a good amount because it's a little bit too bulky on the top. But other than that, this dress fits great. My client is in love with it. So I'm really happy about that.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna.
So this is my thought process as I am doing this. I had gathered here, and my client says that it's a little bit too puffy or big. So we all know that gathers make things bigger and puffy. Plus we do have some pleating going on right here. So it's some pleating and then some gathering. I thought that would have made it look the way it wanted to look, but it made it a little bit too puffy. She doesn't want that. So I took out the gathers here, and everything seems to lay down the way it's supposed to lay down. The marks that I made here actually line up with what we need. So I'm going to be stitching right here, and then I'm going to be cutting it out, and this outfit is going to be fitting her just the way she wants it. So the last two things that I have to do is I have to hem the entire bottom piece of this. That should not take too long. I'm wondering if I should hem it now or hem it when I return. I want to just run a zigzag stitch along this facing as well too, and then probably put a tack. I do have to tack, oh I said two, right? I do have to just tack down here so that it doesn't open. That's what the client wants. And also too, I need to do the sleeves, so I just have to hem these sleeves. I was thinking about putting an actual sleeve, like a cap sleeve, but she honestly doesn't mind just having regular, just like like this. So I'm going to be turning this in as tiny as I can and stitch all around, and yeah, we're gonna have a completed dress. So I'm thinking of doing as much as I can before I leave, and then when I return, just finish off whatever it is, or maybe I can finish off everything right now. We'll see. I know for sure that if it is I leave and come back, I'm not going to get to come back to this immediately. I do have to do some other things in connection to why I'm leaving, and then come back later on in the day. So I don't know. I'm thinking just finish off the whole thing so that we can just move on to other things. I do have an apron to make as well too, so I'm thinking to do that after I do whatever I need to do. So I most likely will finish this in one sitting.
I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
So it's almost 9:30, and I'm gonna be leaving more closer to 10, I'm pretty sure. But my reflections on this outfit. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of stretch cotton. This is what this material is a stretch cotton with a, I want to say it's a, have a slight sheen finish, which I guess is okay. But I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not a fan of stretch cotton. Never was. I don't like how it falls. It has this slightly stiffness about it, and it's because of the cotton. I'm just here ironing the hemline, but my client loves it. She loves the color, she loves the way the dress falls, she loves everything about this dress, and I think that is the most important thing. Once the client is happy with what they got, then I am happy with what I made, and this dress did it for her, and I'm very happy and excited about that. So, as much as I don't like stretch cotton, she's contented. She's really happy with her garment. So, that's great. And a learning lesson for me. I keep doubting and underestimating myself, especially because I just find that I can do better, and I'm not giving myself grace, I'm not giving myself credit for the already amazing work that I do. I'm just out here trying my best to try to do better and up and up. I'm not really taking time to embrace the amazing work that I already do, the fact that I have so much positive reviews from clients, the fact that persons just are so happy with their outfits when they get them, and I still keep doubting myself and second guessing every single sewing decision that I make, despite the fact that I have been sewing for so many years and doing these things. And it's just amazing, and for me it's just like a learning lesson that I need to really stop doubting my skills, because the thing about it, at the end of the day, a lot of the clients that come, they don't know half or probably anything about sewing, and they see you able to make this amazing garment, bring their ideas to life, and that's all they really care about. It's neat. I've gotten a lot of comments of persons telling me that my clothing is always so neat, and they love that about it. But they enjoy that product, and a lot of times they don't know anything about sewing. And so when it is you make something, when I make something and it comes out exactly the way they had it in their mind, they're even more excited about it. They can't tell, you know, sometimes if there is like a mistake. Sometimes I make mistakes on garments and I I make sure to fix it, but I can tell that it's not supposed to look this way, or it's a little off. I can tell. They can't. But I fix my mistake, And I even sometimes let them know, well, a mistake was made here. And they always like, oh, okay, like it's not a big deal, it's not a problem, which is kind of weird for me. I'm now checking here to see that a little piece of this did not get caught. This is where we are at. I'm doing some repairs on this dress. Well, sort of trying to finish it, because it needs finishing. So I took out, I unpicked all this. We're gonna face this. I sort of learned how to get the wrap, like I did to another dress, and I understood how to get the wrap. I didn't realize that this was also going to be a wrap as well too, because this was done from like memory drawing. So, however, we could still face this, and it will still look really, really good. But yeah, we have some work to do. So I unpicked that, and I also unpicked the armhole. I'm gonna have to measure this to see how much this is, because this armhole here is actually bigger than this one, so I'm gonna have to make sure that they're both the same size. I'm gonna be putting on sleeves and just doing some adjustments. So yeah, and also I was able to cut out the lining. I just needed to readjust this, so I was able to cut out the lining, a lining piece for this, for the front piece of this dress, and also I was able to cut out sleeves. Where's the sleeves? There we are. We got sleeves. So I was able to do those two things.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with our
So yesterday I told you guys that I am not smart enough, and that I had to go and consult my best friend because of his smartness, like his spatial awareness, So we came up with a plan, because this here was pulling here, right? And I had no idea. I didn't understand what the hell to do. There's some things that I realized I did wrong, because it was supposed to be a wrap with pleats, a wrap looking thing with pleats, and I didn't get that fully. I didn't really understand how to do that, right? But nevertheless, our client loves her dress, like really loves her dress, right? But just this here was pulling here. And in my smart mind, I thought that if I just cut a strip like this, it would fix everything. I just, thought, just add a strip to the back, not realizing that I need to follow this. Like I need to accommodate for this space here. So I think between here and here is about 7 inches. And then it's like we have like 2 inches here, whatever. So it's either, I was discussing with my best friend, because he was like just like showing me. He was like having the drawing and everything. He's like, this is what you need to do in order to get this to be fixed. Ah, I just love it, And so basically, I would have to just like cut a strip here that looks like this in order to accommodate for that, because this is what it's missing. We have enough fabric, which is very surprising, honestly, guys, because you know me. This is not much. We didn't have much fabric to begin with, and I'm just so shocked that we actually have enough. We have like so much pieces remaining. I can't even believe it. So we are going to add, I'm going to take out this, and I'm going to actually draw out the missing piece like that. He told me to just like slip in a piece of paper and lay it flat, and then like draw that out, and then we are going to cut and stitch and see what happens. But yeah, the maths wasn't mathsing for me, and clearly I needed him in my life. So let's get on with that. This is the first thing I'm going to be doing. This is what I came up with so far. So that's what it looks like. I put it against the dress, and there's a little extra that needs to be put here. And doing this helped me to realize that I don't really have enough fabric, but we're gonna try to make it work. Because the seam allowance is half inch, so I can make seam allowance work with like 1/8 of an inch. So we're gonna make this work.
Time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that